You know that sound, that little beep? It's the sound of access, right? It lets you into your office, your gym, your apartment. We hear it every single day, but have you ever really stopped to think about what's going on behind that beep? More importantly, have you ever wondered how secure, or maybe how insecure, it really is?
No, I'm serious. Go ahead and take a look at that card in your wallet or hanging from your neck. Do you have any clue how that little piece of plastic works? Or, and this is the important part, how incredibly easy it might be to defeat? Because I gotta tell you, the answer, it's probably gonna shock you.
So let's start with the most common type of keycard out there, what we call a Prox card. And the truth about its security is, well, it pretty much doesn't have any.
Okay, this is the part that is genuinely terrifying. A criminal can buy a cloner online for like 20 bucks, walk past you in a crowded hallway, bump their bag against yours, and boom, in less than a second, they have stolen your credential. From there, they can print it onto a blank card or even a little sticker, and just like that, they can walk right into your building. It is that fast.
So why on earth is it so easy? Well, the technology in these cards is basically ancient. It operates on a low frequency and has absolutely zero encryption. Think of it like this. Your card is just constantly shouting its secret number out loud to anyone and anything that happens to be listening.
All right, so the old cards are a total security disaster. Obviously, the industry knew this was a huge problem, so they developed a much better solution, the smart card. And this is where we actually start talking about real security. And this analogy just nails the difference perfectly. That old Prox card, it's just a license plate. It shows the same number to the entire world all the time. But a modern, high-frequency smart card, that's more like a secure USB drive. It doesn't just give away its data, it actually protects it, using encryption. So how does that work? It uses something called a mutual handshake. Instead of the card just blurting out its number, the card and the reader have a quick secret conversation. The reader basically says, "Hey, I know the secret key." And the card says, "Oh yeah? Prove it." And only after they've both proven they share that same secret key does the card actually send its ID. It's a massive leap forward. But, and this is a really important but, just having a smart card isn't a silver bullet. Hackers are smart, and they actually managed to break the encryption on some of the earlier versions. So for any system that really truly needs to be secure, you have to be using the latest and greatest standards, like DS-Fire EV1 or even better, EV2 or 3. Of course, the evolution didn't just stop with better plastic cards. I mean, today, it's all about convenience, right? And what's more convenient than the one device we never leave home without? Let's talk about using your phone as a key.
You've basically got two options here. NFC, that's the same tech you use for Apple Pay. It's super fast, very secure, but you do have to physically tap your phone to the reader. Then you've got Bluetooth, or BLE, which gives you that cool, hands-free experience where the door just unlocks as you walk up. The trade-off? It can be a little slower, and you might accidentally unlock a door just by walking past it if you're not careful with the range settings.
But what if you could forget your card and your phone? The next step in this evolution is to get rid of the credential entirely and just use the one thing you can never, ever forget: you.
And there are a few cool ways of doing this. You've got fingerprint, the classic choice. It's cheap, it's proven, but it's not so great if you have dirty hands. Then there's facial recognition, which is awesome because it's fast and totally contactless, but it does bring up some legit privacy questions. And then you have the high security James Bond option, the iris scan. It's unbelievably accurate. Your iris is totally unique, but it's also pricey, and you have to stop and stare right into a scanner.
Okay, so we've got secure smart cards, we've got our phones, we even have our own eyeballs as keys. We should be completely, totally secure now, right? Well, I've got some bad news. There's a huge hidden flaw in most systems that can make all of that cool tech completely useless.
Let's just ask this again, to be clear. You've gone out, you've gotten the best of the best. A top-of-the-line DS-Fire card or a fancy new iris scanner. You are locked down tight, impenetrable, correct? Yeah, unfortunately no. Because the card or the scanner is just one part of the system, and you are only ever as secure as your weakest link. And here it is, the ghost in the machine. It's called the Wiegand protocol. It's this ancient wiring standard that connects the card reader on the wall to the control panel on the other side. And get this, it sends all of the data, even from your super secure smart card, completely unencrypted. That means a thief can literally rip the reader off the wall, tap into a couple of wires, and read your card number clear as day. All that fancy encryption on your card means absolutely nothing if the wire itself is wide open. So after all that doom and gloom,
What's the actual fix? How do we plug this massive hole in our security? Well, thankfully, there is a modern standard designed for this exact problem, to secure that final, critical link in the chain. It's called OSDP, and the difference is, well, it's night and day. Where Wiegand just sends everything out on the open for anyone to see, OSDP wraps it all in powerful AES 128 encryption. So to a thief listening in on that wire, the data is just scrambled, useless garbage.
And OSDP does so much more than just encrypt. It's supervised, which means the system knows instantly if a reader gets tampered with and can sound an alarm. It's also bidirectional, meaning the controller can talk back to the reader to do things like push firmware updates. For any new security installation today, this should be the absolute non-negotiable requirement.
So what's the bottom line here? First, those old Prox cards are about as secure as a screen door on a submarine. They're incredibly easy to clone. Second, modern stuff like smart cards, phones, and biometrics add really important layers of security. But the single most important thing to take away from all this is that none of it matters without an encrypted connection from end to end. Real security starts with the credential, but it has to be secure all the way to the controller, and that means using OSDP.
You know, it's a constant cat-and-mouse game, isn't it? We fixed the insecure cards, only to find out the wire was the problem the whole time. It really leaves you with one final question to chew on. As we keep pushing for more convenience, for more frictionless access, for doors that just seem to open magically, what new, unforeseen security flaws are we accidentally creating for tomorrow?